A few years ago, I decided to undertake an experiment. I tinted my favorite movie of all time, Batman 1989, into black and white. What followed were some of the most gorgeous and hauntingly gothic visuals I had ever seen. My main goal for this experiment at first stemmed from my inquiry as to whether or not Batman counted as a film noir. Later on, however, I began to realize that there were more nuances to this color drain than I had initially perceived. Batman, in both comics and graphic novels, has had a long history of being associated with noir elements and visuals. He literally has a comic series titled Batman Black and White. However, to understand whether or not Tim Burton's Batman counts as a film noir, we must first answer the decade-long inquiry, what is film noir? There has never been a straight answer, and many definitions disagree or counteract one another. Film scholars will tell you that film noir must utilize stark lighting, cynical heroes, and complexly intricate narratives of crime and drama. For me, however, this definition is not satisfactory, as colloquially, noir is always used to describe detective films from the 40s and 50s. To present a story like Casablanca, for example, and call it film noir, you'd be trying to make a hard argument. But why is that? It has a cynical lead, a plot of drama and crime, and, at the nighttime scenes, some stark lighting. Yet with all that, Casablanca is not considered a film noir.
Casablanca. No, not noir. Looks like noir, smells like noir, not noir.
Hence, once again, I refer back to the colloquial understanding of the term. It has always been used in correlation with vintage detective or private eye stories, and thus for me personally, I define film noir as a gritty story centering around a detective of some sort who is wrapped up in a complex plot of crime. With this new definition now in mind, we can begin to analyze the 1989 film itself. It's a fairly easy argument to say that Batman is a cynical character just in his brooding tone alone. And the film, without a doubt, centers around crime. It has stark lighting and even a strong-willed female lead in Vicky Vale. It checks all of the boxes, and thus upon analyzing and pondering all of this evidence endlessly, I decided to finally watch the film in black and white to once and for all see if it felt like a film noir. Apart from being gorgeous to look at, the vintage gangster outfits and dark city scenery looked as if I was watching an old 40s noir. With Batman. As mentioned briefly before, Batman has a long history of being associated with black and white in the comics as well. My experiment with the film was merely me attempting to give the narrative a noir accent, but for the past few years, several famous Batman graphic novels have been re-released under the banner of Batman Noir. Their goal simply being to re-release classic Batman stories, but completely printed in black and white, as opposed to their original color format. There is no narrative significance, save for the fact that it is used as a tool to amplify more of Batman's noir-esque elements. This phenomenon of Batman in black and white is only perpetuated by other series also delving into this style. An anthology comic titled Batman Black and White has had several revivals over the years. The main purpose of this series is to give new writers a chance to tell different mini and contained Batman stories in each issue. However, just as the title would suggest, each issue is exclusively in black and white. Whether or not there is a broader reason for this relatively recent black and white phenomenon, no one can say for sure. However, tinting the film in black and white certainly had the same effect that these comics were attempting. Batman and his stories seem right at home in the noir aesthetic, and maybe that's what they were trying to achieve. In the end, I would say give it a try. Perhaps tinting the Nolan films or the Snyder films in black and white would equally benefit from a boost in gothic visuals. One thing is for sure. Please don't do this to the Schumacher films.
I want a car. Chicks dig the car.
This is why Superman works alone.